Hello and welcome to this map tour first look video. Today we are fortunate enough to get an early access look at the Fields of Tyrone by FS Landscaping. So let's jump in, let's go. So before we do jump in and go, a little bit about the Fields of Tyrone. It does have 6 farms within it. It has over 170 fields, 15 sell points, a small piece of land for a farm build if you wish, large empty land section with 3 large areas for building productions and farms. Contracts are available. It has a Northern Irish climate and temperature, Northern Irish number plates. Also, I would like to just add in on this one as well, that when this map was being created, this was never intended as a public release map. FS Landscaping was making this as a bit of a distraction and just for himself, for fun, in between doing other maps that he'd planned to release. He never intended on doing any Blender and creating new models, because it was just going to be for himself. He just sort of pulled all the models out of his old maps and plonked them in here for himself to use. He got about halfway through and had been sharing screenshots and different things in the Discord. People liked the look of it. A few of us got to have a little play on it and have a little look around it quite early. And yeah, it was received well, that he decided to put a little bit more into it and start to do a few new builds and models within Blender to make it for a public release. So as we go around, bear in mind that half of this was created with no intention of anyone ever seeing it. But it is still beautiful. The map itself is a stunning landscape. It is really nice, really good to get around, really good to see. Some of the models are older from his older maps. Whether that ever changes is entirely up to him. But for what it is now, I think this is very nice. And I know that a few people that have got access to it are thoroughly enjoying it, even as it is. So with that, let's have a little look at the actual map. And as you can see, we have a very busy map here. Like I say, it's over 170 fields, 174, I believe, to be precise. When you come in, you own a large area up here. We have other farms scattered about, which we will buy up so we can look at. I'll do that before we head out. But as you can see, if we go to our farmlands, coming in on New Farmer, this is the land you start with. The periphery is also purchasable. It is free, so if you want to buy that and do the things you want to do with it, you can. I believe 45 is our largest field, and that will set you back 355,000. We've also got 53 here, so that's just shy of 300,000. The fields maybe around where you are, if we look for a more general size, 45,000. We got here 116,000, and then we've got some really, really small plots like 67, 7,000. Largely all grass. This is a big grass area. It is a real place. This is a real place in Northern Ireland. They do a lot of silage, a bit of dairy cows, so that is why it is as it is. But you can always dig up your fields and plant crops. You can do what you like with it. It's farm sim after all. So they are the sort of field sizes and costs that you have, or prices that we have. We have, so this is our farm. We have a farm here, which I'll buy, and that's 74 grand. I've got to try and remember where they all are. We have a small farm here. That's 38,000. We have another small one here for on 179. That's 27,000. Then we have, again, I'm just trying to remember as I go around, another small one here. Buy that one, that's 13,000. I have 181. There's 9,000. Then we have 193. That is 9,000. I think there was here as well 20,000. Some of these will come with cattle, some of them won't. 191, 70,000. Just trying to think now, having a little look. Here, 184, 51,000. And then here you have the large plot that's good for productions or building a farm on or doing whatever you wish with, and that is 57,000. And down this area here, you have a large area that's just all small fields, which we'll have a look at when we get down there. I'll buy it. That's 100 grand. But we'll have a little closer look at that as we get down there and as we go around. We'll have a little look around our farm here. We'll head out and we'll check out these sale points. We'll come back through the farm. We'll head up to the north here. Come down this road. We can check out down here. We'll come down. We can nip in then and check out the farm. Then we'll come down. You can come right down. There's a road at the bottom. Or we can come down and we've got a point of sale here. And we've got business going on here. Then we can come back across. Check out here. We'll check out that bit of land. We'll come up. We've got sell points. And then we'll come in here. We have another viable bit there. We'll get that for 68 grand. Check out these. Check out what we've got up here as well. And then we'll sort of finish up on the production sites and the building area here. I think that's what we'll do. Now, at the minute, if you come in on New Farmer, you do start with some equipment. Under medium tractors, you have the Case IH Puma 185 CVX drive. Under small tractors, we have the John Deere 3650 and the Case IH Farmall 90C. You do start with a pickup truck. We have front loader tools. We have bale fork and pallet fork. So you have front loader forks, the Quickie and the John Deere. We do have a telehandler. We have the Schaffer 9660T2 or Schaefer, and respectable bucket for that. Trailer wise, we have the Rudolph TDK 301 RP. We have a slurry tank, FarmTech Supersys 800. Our harvester is the Massey Ferguson MF 8570 with appropriate headers, header trailer. We do have a Holaris Stego 485 Pro for soil or compaction. Mowers, we have the Samaz KDF 341S and the Samaz XT 390. And for a windrower, we have the Samaz Z2 840H. For baling, we have our round baler, the Case IHRB 456 HD Pro. And we have the FarmTech DPW 1800. We have a straw blower of the K brand, the Primor 15070M. The Forage Mixer Wagon, K brand RA142. And we do have a liquid tanker. So they're all available on New Farmer at the New Farmer farm. So let's head in and have a look around the New Farmer farm. We have our farmhouse where the pickup truck is situated. I'll try and put a little bit of map on for us. I'll leave it as a little square for now. When we head out further, we'll put a big square on. Now, I've got double speed on just because there's a lot of running around to do. So we do have access to grass around here. There are gates galore. I know FS Landscaping spent too long doing gates. There are gates everywhere. Gates open, close, So you've got a nice sort of easy to cut backyard there as well. So we have storage, automatic lights around here, around the back. Plenty more storage. Again, this is where our blower is. This bit of land we don't own as you come in, but I'd definitely be buying that. That'd be a first purchase if I was to be running that farm. Gates to get through to the back of the farm. A little bit more storage here. We've got a case tractor stored there. Beyond this bit of land, you can pop a little pasture in there. A fenceless pasture would be nice. So if we go around, we have tractors stored. We have bales. These are bales for use. If you get close to it, you'll see owned, silage. They're all there. Sorry for any noise in the background. More storage here for our baler. We've got our mowing equipment around the back here. We have a slurry tank, which has a fill point here. We've got a slurry tanker. And the slurry tank, from what I gather, is connected. If I run right back over, we've got our silage bunker here. Just over here, you get to this. Through here. Plenty of storage, as you can see. Like I say, gates galore everywhere. Love it. This is where we get our milk from. What I need to do is turn my triggers on. There we go. So you see you got the milk point there. So that fills up with milk. Like I say, slurry over at the big slurry tank connected to this cow barn here. Feed goes down the middle. It's quite big, plentiful. You have gates. I don't think this gate opens, does it? Oh, it does, yeah. So you have gates at both ends, but you can't really get out this way. If we go down, we can see how many it holds. And that is 200 cows in there if you wish. If we purchase ourselves some, we can see them in there. Oh, I've got the Huge Me Flob mod on. So we'll just buy those. You can see they're in there. Quite happy. And that's sort of the main farm. There's a lot of it. Plenty of store. I like there's a lot of storage. Plenty of grass fields and meadows about if you want to put down an outdoor pasture as well as have your cattle shed. Lots going on here. Like I say, model-wise, texture-wise, a lot of this was never intended to be a public release. But he's doing it because people wanted it. But I think there's nothing wrong with the models. Like I say, it has a rustic look and feel to it anyway. FS Landscaping's maps always have that rustic, old look and feel to them because of the type of buildings they are, because of the type of areas that he builds his maps and the other that they're based on. So I think it works. I think it works for him anyway. So if I go down this way, now it is easy to get lost. I will give it that. I need a tractor. So we'll head this way. I'm doing keyboard driving because I've not connected my wheel. So as you come in, you do own this field of wheat, so that's where you're going to get straw from. Let's pan out a little bit. So then where I want to go, I believe, is... I just consult my map, make it larger. So that's just housing up that way. So I want to go this way. To the bakery and the dairy. There you go. It's all well signposted. I say, if I just get rid of some of this for a minute. It just looks so nice. This is... It looks really nice in all directions as well. The undulations, as they are known, really nice. Especially when you get into the centre of the map as well. It's just beautiful. If you like your small Irish farms, if you like your grass work, if that's your thing, then this is definitely going to be your cup of tea. And FS Landscaping has even posted screenshots of him coming down the tracks and into fields through the gates with large tractors and large equipment for those that are peddling, oh, it's just another small machinery map. Every map is how you want to play it. Always has been, always will be. So here we have the bakery. We can buy it if we wish, we don't want. We have a spawn this side, I believe drop off is around this side. And then over here we have the dairy. Drop off here. I don't think this one is a purchasable one. I think that is purely a sell point. And then that's the edge of the map there. With a lot of this land as well, we go right up to the edge. Make a lot of use of all of it, really. So I'm now going to head back towards the farm. And we're going to go through the farm. Try and get to the next lot of productions. And the store as well is up that way. I had originally intended on having a map tour out a little bit earlier than what this run is going to drop. Found a few little issues with it on my last look around, so I waited for FS Landscaping to have those fixed and come back to me with it rather than put out something that is going to, you know, not be correct. So this is Home Farm, that's what it's called. Each farm has its own name. I'll try and remember to point them out as we come across them. But yeah, lots of fences, lots of gates. Hedges you can get through. If you wish. If you're a player that likes to run through the hedge, drive through the hedge, you can. It is there for you. So we're going to go this way. Yeah, with a lot of the, like I say, a lot of the houses, a lot of the farm models, you will know from Lady Hill and maybe even from other previous maps. Probably got an updated retexture and stuff. But some of them, actually quite a few of them actually are brand new for this map. Like I say, once he got the feeling for it, once people were liking it and a bit of backing for it, it's like, yeah, I'm going to put a little bit more effort in this for a release. So we are now entering Derrybrannon. There is traffic. I like it. It's quite sparse as well. It's not a long train of traffic like we've had before. It is just a few cars every now and then. We've got pedestrians. The pedestrians are set up really good as well. So here we have, I'll come in the other side actually. On our right, 177. We have Derrybrannon Farm. We have this is your farmhouse. You just pop down a sleep trigger on any house you want. There isn't an assigned sleep trigger, you just pop one down. So you can live anywhere. One thing that I think this map is going to be good for is for multiplayer, because there are so many farms, there are so many fields. Each farm comes with a good bit of storage as well. Even the smaller farms come with a good bit of storage. As you see, plenty of storage on this one. Open enough as well to maneuver about. As you see, we've got milk storage here. We've got more cows here. We'll see what they'll give us that we can have. We'll just stick some in. There we go. Little family in there. And again, feed in here, straw, blow straw in there. Collect your manure from here. Where it mounds up, I'm not sure. I haven't played around with this farm, so we might possibly get a manure pile here, or maybe some manure pile up within the pen. But we do have a manure fill there. So you collect your milk there. More storage. Whee! In the bush. More storage. Get through down here. It's open shed. You do have a silage bunker as well. And then this then very nicely opens out. You've got a track that goes down. You can get into your fields. I believe that'll take you back out onto the road as well if you want to have like a route into your farm that way. Got a wooden shed here. Old farmhouse, new farmhouse next to it. So if you want, you could have this as your farmhouse and just ignore that. Yeah, nice little farm here. We're holding up some traffic, but it is just one or two. So as you can see, we have the vehicle shop on our left. Very busy vehicle shop. I'm gonna just put myself over on the side here. So, vehicle repair. Here, pop your whatnots in here. And so you've got pedestrians, you've got people looking around everywhere on this map. All the houses, all the shops, all the little roads and tracks, you've just got random pedestrians. This is clearly... That'll annoy me if they just keep beeping. Clearly a very busy, very popular shop here. Telehandlers, we've got people having a chat here. All the way down the back here. Look at this, just so busy. Marvellous, marvellous. So if we, or if I... Sorry, one of the things that I had trouble with before was the store. So it's inside here. It wasn't in the right place. Now I had to find it fresh. So if we come in from the front, open town office. Everyone's busy. Right, so we've got a store. Let's just have a little look. We'll buy a medium tractor. Oh, no, that's our medium tractor. We'll buy a small tractor. And we'll just stick one out in the yard somewhere. We can pass through that wall. So in case you get stuck. Right, and that will come up out the back here. There we go. And this is where your purchased vehicles will spawn. There's a good bit of space here. I wouldn't buy a lot at once. You might struggle to get it out. Or it might not appear. As happens when you have smaller store loading areas. But there's a good bit of room in there. You can get your harvester in there and turn it around and get your headers and what have you. Yeah, on the last copy, my store was in the middle of a field, but that has been rectified. So, Derrybrannon distributions. Down we go. So I think if we go round to the back. There you go, signposted again, just in case you can't find it. With a drop off. Can't drive through though, so drop off and back out, or back in, however you wish to do it. And then this will take you, you can see by our map, take you on a track down back towards the farm. So you've got an easy route up here if you wish, from the farm. So we'll now head down the main road to the other points of interest. I can't remember the last time I did any keyboard driving, so forgive me for the wobbliness. Again, as you look out from the top here, such a nice landscape. Lovely topography, I believe is the term I'm looking for, the word I'm after. Feels like a lovely little village. It has that about it. So we'd have a track down there, just empty bit of land there if you want to plop something in there. That is purchased with the periphery though, if you want to do that. Although on PC we do have the place anywhere mods and things like that, so you can drop down what you like wherever you like. And then here we've got a lovely stream that runs pretty much all the way through the map. Really picturesque. I did get a few screenshots along that and popped on Facebook and in Discord recently. For which, why not come and join us in the Discord or follow us on Facebook. Links are down in the description. People are always welcome, especially the gamers, the content creators as well. So here we have Derrybrannon haulage, and that is just in here. And there's also, if you come around the back, some free storage. If you want to store some stuff out here, if you're working maybe these meadows and you need somewhere to put some stuff down, free sheds around the back. Get in on some of that. Oh, that's not the way. Tight squeeze for your machinery, but give it a go. Why not? Just get out of their way. So then we have our Bale sell point and Derry Lee sell point, which, you know, naturally makes me chuckle. So we can come in this way. I'm going to go by foot. We can come in here. So you've got the Bale sell point just down here. Again, nice looking out over the fields here. And then I believe it is Derry Lee around the front that you get into from where we've parked. If you're skillful enough, you can drive all the way around that. Or just pick the one you want to go to. Now, if I head down here, we do have another point of interest out this way. Was always going to happen. It's nice windy roads, windy country roads. I was trying to think, how do I brake? But that'll be the S button. Keep making my way right around. I think it's windy just to double the distance. But here we have ourselves another sell point, and this one is the Derry Lee Farm, or Farmer's Market. So they will buy a fair old bit off you there. Now, the only thing I did notice that we don't have is a lumber yard or a lumber sale point. But also, there's not really any forest. So if that's your thing, then this is not for you. There's not a massive forest. I mean, you could plant one and place yourself a lumber yard or a sawmill or something, but there isn't one in situ. I think it's the only thing there isn't, or the only raw product that you can't sell is trees. But as you'll see as we go around, there are plenty of sale points. You could even just drop down. I think there are some sort of basic sell points, so you can just drop a sell point down that is for lumber, should you wish, should you feel that need. So then we'll keep going down. Oh, over another fence. And then when we get to 78 and 79, we'll be able to check out the other farms. Because of how twisty and turny the roads are, the map feels so much bigger than what it is. Especially when you've got lots of fields that are about, because you're just constantly passing them, you feel like you're travelling further, or I do anyway. So this is Cravy farm. As we head on up in, and this one again has got us some cattle. Milk from there, plenty of storage. Again, reuse of models. But they work. Storage there. Some decent sized land around this one as well. If you want to buy up close and expand. Again, we'll stick them in 200. Pop 3 in. And they're happy in there. Feed around the front. And you have to go into the meadow around the back to collect your waste, your natural fertilizer there. But that's another little farm, and obviously you can pop a little sleep trigger down at the house. Any house, you'd have this house, you'd have that house at the end. I think we saw some pedestrians coming out, so you could have this one. It's pretty much linked to that. Yeah, nice. I'll try not to run these pedestrians over. As I look for my next turning. I think it's, if I remember right, it's quite a visible junction. Now when I've been around the map prior, I was at like 4 times speed, sprinting everywhere, just checking stuff. So we've got a little track down there, look. Just takes you in to a nice little garden. I think this is where I want to go. Just got some, just down here, I'll have a little look. Some old sheds. If you want to squeeze yourself down here and store stuff in them, you can. A little bit of free storage. Bit of rubble from a derelict once farm, I guess. But Fields of Tyrone was the distraction and the break from public modern for Balham Road. So that's sort of this was FS Landscapes project in between sort of thing, where the Balham Road will come. Still not sure. We had the Balham cowshed quite a while ago, didn't we? So, next farm. Linear gates. We've got a different cattle shed this time. Got a silage bunker. We have a slurry pit on this one, which is connected to there. This is our manure fill point here. So you can manure will form on this one. If we open up our gate. And again, 200. So we'll just stick them 4 in there. But they're quite happy. Not going to get the full 4 visible, but that's fine. You never get all your cows visible, especially if it's 200 to go in a small shed. Oh, we have these. There, look. Outside. I lied. So yeah, they're about. Got our feed trough down the side here. And our milk collection here. And this one has a nice view going off into the valley beyond as well. Some fair-sized fields out here. Lots of them around this farm. Set this one up nicely. Like I say, this will play perfect as a multiplayer. Even as a 2x, I think this will be a perfect multiplayer. Just because it has the established farms and the land is sort of set up around established farms. It'll just work and feel comfortable. That can be your farmhouse, I guess, if you want to put your sleep trigger there. Try and weave my way back out. And I have to remember, we're not going down to the bottom. I want to have a go through the centerpiece, which I think I want to go right and then left. Yeah, I do. So that'll be the potato factory. And even here, if you buy up this land, free shed. Why not? Free shed. And this isn't a purchasable one. This is just a sell point for your potatoes at the potato factory. Because, you know, it's Ireland. Now I think, now, am I thinking right? That I can get out onto the road from here. I don't think I can. Oh, yes I can. We have got the track all the way through. We may have to open a gate. Because south of that there's nothing sort of that we need to see. It's just meadows. This is going to be a long map tour, by the way. I did consider doing this as a live. But I think it would probably get picked up a little bit better as a VOD. Just going to leave the gate open. I can't wait to get on here and have another proper play myself. Because that's a bit of me. This is why me and FS Landscape get on. Well, not the only reason why, but we enjoy a similar sort of map with a similar sort of play style. A lot of grass work, dairy farms, generally smaller type and tight farms. So if we come in here, just a lot of houses, I think, but there is a barn. And that's pretty much all it is here, but it's just like a small Holden. Got a little shed, got 2 little sheds, got the wheelie bins in it, but get a little bit of grass, maybe chuck a few sheep on there, have a sheep pasture. But that's there. But that is, I believe, with the periphery if you want to use it. So that's sort of your choice, that. Now, just to annoy the van man, I'm going to turn round. So I want to be quite a proficient keyboard player by the time this comes to an end. Keyboard and mouse driver. It's just a little bit jiggery, isn't it? But I don't have any controller settings either, so I couldn't just quickly whipped in a Xbox controller and done it that way. Right, so if we go along this way, we have the animal dealer. It's just a little bit further around. Drive past it. It's nice and simple. It is just here. Obviously you got all the sheds and everything, but it's nice and easy to come and grab. You get them from there and stick them in, you know, whatever shed you want. Off they go. They've gone somewhere else. Let your room turn around if you wish. Back your truck in. What have you. If that's the way you like to do it. Ooh. So we do have... Actually, I think you can. We'll get to it from there, but you have this track that runs around to that farm, but we'll drive past it. I was going to run up there, but we'll drive to it eventually. Now, what we do have down here at 187, and I'm wondering if that was something that maybe FSL was considering to add in down at this end, but because he doesn't really do login, and the map was just for him, wondering if it just didn't sort of come about or become a thing. Because around here somewhere, I'm sure this is the login NPC, isn't it? That's who that is. So we have 187, which is what we purchased, and it is just all of this out here, and it's just lots of little fields, little square foot fields and meadows. So I mean, you could even come in up here and maybe build a little farm somewhere as a starting point and just use that land. Take out those trees. Have a little farm up here out of the way. A few sheds, maybe a little animal pen. Yeah, it goes sort of down through those. Look, there are a few trees here. That's what makes me wonder whether that was maybe a thought to have a little forest here. I don't know. I never asked him. I do want to ask him something in that maybe they'd feel that, oh, I need to put a forest in. Because you don't need to put a forest in. If it's not what you don't want as a map maker, then you don't need it. But there's certainly space there to plant or place trees if you so wish. Right, so we then just have this. Just as a house, and it has this at the back as well. So this could be used in connection with possibly setting up your own logging industry. Like, you've got nice high buildings. You could fit some logging machinery in there with the arms and stuff that you do for tree cutting. That's the sort of thing I was thinking anyway as I come through it. So then a bit further down here we've got a turn in on our right. And that is for the Derrybrannon stables. And I think this is another bale sell point because it's a stable, so it's hay, straw. I'm not sure it takes grass as well. Triggers there. It's an old one. For horses. But yeah, it's not a stable to buy and raise horses on. Again, plenty of land about for you to do that if that's what you want to do. So that is the stable sell point. So I think next we'll come to a crossroad, and I think we'll go right first to 181, and then we'll check out 180 and opposite 180. So even here, let's just check them out. Because I haven't bought this. This is, oh, this is not numbered. This is 194. It's so small that it's not numbered. And that is 16 grand. So we'll buy that. Lots of little small holding areas. What about on the other side? The other side is part of the periphery. I thought this was periphery as well. But if we go in and have a little look. Another little small holding. Get yourself a few little tractors in there. There's storage. Your farmhouse. Honestly, you could have so many people on it doing multiplayer. Off into the fields beyond. Let's say open pastures. You get yourself some horses and some sheep out there. Or sheep. Does this... Does. Nice. I like it. Sort of learned something new there. I thought that was just a periphery set. But that is a real one that you can buy as well. So we want to go to... I think it's called... Is it the Grange? Yes. The Grange. And at the Grange we have a sell point and we have ourselves a farm. Might out of the way, buddy. And it's just everywhere. Everywhere. So we have at Grange Farm, we have the farm shop, which is, ooh, mind your head, down this track. Drive in. There's another track further around, so you can go like full loop if you wish. That is for the farm shop. Few farms, another little shed down there if you want to, you know, RP it and put some stuff down there and have more people with you. We also, I'll just quickly move you so the car can get past. We also have the Grange farm here. A little garage. It's storage. You can get through round the back. Access onto the grass. And out onto the meadows. Again, the view's just lovely. All the way back over there is where we had the trees. And I was talking about wood. So again, another little small holding farm at the Grange, growing some stuff, selling at their shop. End of the map up there. Let's try and get ourselves a little turn. Again, more little stories there. Out of the way, Grandad, you'll get run over. I think we missed him, he's alright. So then when we get to the junction, we're going to go straight over this time. There is a little shed. I did have a look at this when I ran around. Little shed here, old shed. Do a little bit of landscaping. And drop that down a little bit. You can store some stuff in here as well. But you would need to dig out the ground a bit. You have access to that from up that way. That's where the gate is to that one. Bit weird for you to stop like that, mate. Gone way too quick. So now we're in Low Valley. So nice property here. Might move into that one. But down at Low Valley, we have ourselves a sell point here, which is underneath Low Valley Goods. We also have Who is that there? Got another person. Ben. There you go. We've got Ben here, and I think it's Walter's down there. Granddad's over at this farm. Back out. So plenty of sale points, and I believe at this one, at Low Valley Farm, is the oil. So we'll park here. But yeah, a sizable farm here at Low Valley. Plenty of undercover storage and shed storage. Barns galore. We've got ourselves a silage pit as well. And from the cows we can get in there, get our slurry. And then from around this side, get our milk. There's our milk being stored in there. We open up the gate. And we can buy ourselves 4 bulls for this one. And there they all are there. Quite happy. And again, feed and bedding goes in around the front from the feeding trough. And you can get in here. So if you want, you can drive in, get your manure, or your slurry, sorry, and then drive out there. You haven't got to try and mess around in that little space. You can pretty much just drive through it. And farmhouse of choice around the front, if you so wish. Lots of ways in and out here. Let's try and turn ourselves around. If I can. Now, there's going to be no easy way of getting back to 191 and 193, so we might do a little jump once we've visited everything over here. So we're going to go left here. That was a pretty good turn, that. So we got another shed in with that meadow as well. On 33, it's a proper field, that one. So then we're in High Valley. Again, some nice houses up here. A little bit more crop being grown up this way as well. And I think nearly all of the fields up here, and I know it's sort of pretty random with the game, they all seem to be growing vegetable crops or root crop. I haven't got a field that's growing like wheat or barley, other than the one on the farm. So next up we have another dairy this way. So there's 2 dairies. They're both in this top sort of right hand corner, but they're both accessible via different routes. So the dairy that's up by number 9 is actually, you have to drive all the way around the map to get to this dairy. So it's, I like that it's done like that. They're not necessarily as close as they may seem. Here's drive through, drop off your milk. And off you go. So we want to try and weave our way through to 184. Which I think we can take this track here, yeah. The oil mill. This is the one with the oil mill. I knew there was a farm that was producing oil somewhere. Oop. So you have bad driving on display. So you have the possibility of a small farm, small holding here as well. A couple of sheds and what have you. But over here we have the oil mill sell point. So let's just come down for that. I was just going back so you can see the way that we came in. And you can drive all the way around. And this is a purchasable one. So if you want to buy that farm as well, you see, buy this. Start producing the oils. I'm just going to turn around on the grass though, in hopes that it's quicker. Then we go left. Because we have another little farm up here. I mean, you could, I guess, you could own this plot and the oil plot, and that could be like an extension of your farm. But this one, really nice house. This is a new one that he built for this one. But again, plenty of storage on this plot. Shed space, like I say, if you combine it with the sheds and everything over at the oil mill as well, and have that as your farmhouse, that's a fair sized farm, and oil production all rolled into one. That got some alright sized fields around it as well, sort of 19, 29, 28, if you want to grow some oil producing crops. And then here we have our grain sale. Is there a car still following me? Yep. So we have our grain sale just down here. Again, plenty of houses. You can buy up that house. You got all these, look, just sheds for you to use out and about. You can have your machines stored and set up and what have you. But this one is purchasable and as a sale point as well, so you could buy that one if you want. Noisy, I forgot how noisy they are. Again, we can just drive around, plenty of space, manoeuvre your trucks through. Do as you wish. You sort of produce here, store your pallets ready to come and collect. Get yourself a little forklift on the go. And then, just the other side is the massive open area for you to build a farm, place more productions, do what you want with up here. And that's on 182. If I do purchase it, you'll see it is a good sized bit of land. I'm not sure if I can make that. There we go. Plenty of land there. If you wanted to build something on that, you can. And it's not expensive, 57 grand. Own you up to the tree line there, and then sort of going back and down and around here, back to that hedgerow, and then access out onto the meadows behind. So plenty of land there. So what I want to do now is leave my tractor there. Sorry, mate. Leave my tractor there. And we will jump to 191. And if I make my way out, so that would come from the road that sort of bifurcates us, but there was nothing else along it for me to sort of need to come down here. But that is Brannon Farm, and this is another nice looking one, nice and wide and open, big sheds here as well. Store your grains in. You'll notice that none of these have like grain storage silos. If you want to do grain, you're either selling it direct, you're placing a silo, or you're storing it in a shed. And I'm getting more into the whole storing your grains on the ground in a shed in my own playthroughs, especially sort of for the more English ones, British style ones. I get that this is Irish, so yeah. But plenty of space. And if you want, you know, there's land you can put down silos and what have you. Again, I will remind you, this was designed specifically as a private map that wasn't going to be for public release. So that's why you'll find that there are probably things that you don't like about it and that you wouldn't do. But that's because this wasn't made for you in that sense. Right, so next up we have a quick run. Oh, I'll run. I've got my double speed on. So if we go back, as if we're going back to the vehicle shop, we've got this lovely row of posh houses. I'll tell you what, these are some old people that have got some money in these bungalows. Very nice. But I think the one I want is next door. 193. We have this bit here. There it is. So that can be your farmhouse. That can be your house where you live. Also, we've bought the land, so we should be able to open the doors. If I can remember where it is. Nice big shed up here. And I like this shed. I think it's got some really nice detail in it. It's done really nicely. I know FSL doesn't sort of tip his own hat in promoting his placeables and his buildings, but that is nice. Like, that wouldn't go amiss on its own on Mod Hub, I don't think, personally. If he was to release a shed, it needs to be this one. I like this shed, and, you know, if you've watched my mod reviews, I do like a shed. So you've got that there, and I'm not sure if there was another bit, or if it was just a bit of land next to it. But we'll have a quick look. If I run up the neighbour part, up round the back here, as you see, I'm still on 193, coming up round the back. Got another house, nice shed there, storage. This isn't a working polytunnel, but for a bit of decoration it's there. And a few little, you know, shed parking area. If you wanted to do something with it, you could. Like, you could put yourself in some actual greenhouses that work down here. Flatten out a little bit, have some greenhouses at work, and run that off there, or something. Whatever you wish, you can do. I think this map offers a lot of choice, a lot of options, especially for, like I say, multiplayer and those that like to do the grass work, like to do dairy farming. If that's your sort of thing, then I think this is a map for you. If you've got friends that you like to play with and you like to do a little bit competitive, or just play on the same map doing your own thing but not really competing, again, this one could be for you. You can fit larger equipment down here. If you want to go larger equipment, it is possible. I haven't tried, so I don't know whether you can plow up and remove bushes and fences or anything like that, or whether if you go into build mode you can take stuff out. That is something you'll have to look into when you get hold of the map. I believe it has been sent to Giants as it is, so whether it'll be with you guys soon or not is all dependent on testing. Once again, thank you to FS Landscaping for entrusting me with his map, for allowing me access to his map and let me do a little bit of testing on his maps. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this first look video. If you have, give it a big fat thumbs up down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notification on. Find out when new videos are going live. As always, comments and feedback down there. A massive, massive, massive thank you to the channel members for your continued support. You guys will have a wonderful day. And hopefully, I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.